Hello and good morning everybody, and welcome to today's video of DIY investing. As you can see, I've changed my name. This is due to the fact I told you guys I was recently starting a company, and this is what I decided to call my company. So this is what my changes are going to be to my YouTube channel. Nothing major. Still going to be doing the same old videos, and it's still just going to be me doing them. Today is my Monday market overview, so I'm going to be taking a look at Bitcoin as well as 3 different altcoins that I expect to perform exceptionally well over the next coming weeks to months to follow. Now, as you can see, taking a look at the daily time frame of Bitcoin, nothing much has changed since our last update. More or less just been holding support at about 6,000 throughout this entirety of this long, slow, drawn-out bear market. Just more or less sideways consolidation. We have a little bit of volume, nothing to necessarily think that we're going to get a strong reversal. If we do get a strong reversal, expect to see some massive buy volume come in. But until that time, I expect us to continue to paint lower highs until we retrace a little bit further. Personally, I'm still waiting for a retrace to about 4,800 to 5,200, somewhere in that range, because I already told you guys before that that's where my buy orders are going to be set, and that's where I'm going to ladder in, because I do expect us to fall one more lower low. But also, it's possible that we don't have that lower low. A lot of the alts seem to be painting bottoms. However, that can be set to change, and it's really all just dependent upon Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the driver of the value of the cryptocurrency market. Now, I'm going to actually dive into a shorter time frame and show you guys what I'm expecting moving forward with that. Now, let's get in here. We are starting to see a rejection up here, and we are retracing. If this is a bullish move, we need support to hold at about 65, 50, anywhere in this range from about 6,500. We need support to hold, and then we need to see a continuation and a bounce on the upside. Now, there is decent volume. However, I'm still not expecting us to necessarily break out of this descending resistance. I expect us to get rejected and then fall to a lower low. And the reason for this is just because in the previous cycles of Bitcoin, if you go and take a look at all of these little retraces that we've had on the rally up, we always come down and retest just about the previous high of the last move. And this at about 5,000 would be the previous high of the last move. And I don't necessarily think that that pattern is going to change anytime soon. I do expect us to fall and have one more shakeout, and then that would capitulate the market and get everybody to sell out. I think that if we get another sell-off like that, it should scare all of the dumb money out of the market, and then they're going to expect it to go to 3K and even probably down to 1,300, just because that's the way the market behaves. I've noticed that over this little course of this last few weeks, a lot of the traders are starting to get extremely bullish, and the sentiment in the market has shifted quite strongly. Back in here, there was lots of fear, especially when we got rejected here. But once again, the market is proving that we are just seeing lower highs, and I don't see that changing until we get a strong impulsive break on the outside of this descending resistance. So this is what I'm expecting with Bitcoin moving forward. Not too much is happening. We got to see if we can hold support here at about 6,500 and then move back on the upside. But let's take a look here at the Ichimoku cloud. This indicator shows resistance, and it's actually lined up pretty well throughout the entirety of this bear market. We've got rejected off the cloud every time we paint a lower high. However, as we continue to go down in this retrace, the cloud is thinning. Now, for you guys that do not know what the Ichimoku cloud is, it's more or less a support and resistance indicator, or at least that's how I use it. I don't have my lagging spans on this or anything, because I really just use this as support and resistance. But as you can see, with the cloud, when the cloud is red, that shows resistance. When the cloud is green, that shows trending support. The thicker the cloud, the stronger support or stronger resistance. In this case, the cloud is thinning in the red, which means the resistance is slowly dwindling. It's really thin right here. So if we do see an impulsive break on the upside, I will not be surprised if we do break out of the cloud, but that's what I'm going to want to see. If we can't manage to break out of this Ichimoku cloud and maintain support, then there's no reason to think that we are going to go higher in this cycle. Next, I'm going to transition my screen, and we're going to take a look at some altcoins that I expect to perform well over the next couple weeks. First on the list today is going to be Siacoin, or Siacoin. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It doesn't necessarily matter. But this is a coin that I chose due to the fact that when alt season starts, I've noticed that there's a few different coins that usually start off the alt season. One of them is Doge, and we actually did see a strong rally in Doge that was about 130% move, and maybe even higher than that. Anyways, Doge and Siacoin are often two leaders that start off alt season, and so we've already seen Doge have its first rally, and we're starting to see a little bit of a pickup in volume inside of Siacoin. Now, I picked up some positions down here at about 85 sats, and I'm currently just holding. This is a coin that has fairly good fundamentals. I don't trade fundamentals necessarily, but it is a coin that I know a lot of people are very high on. Now, I chose this coin because overall, it is very close to base trending support here, so the risk to reward is very excellent. However, we have had a little bit of a rally, and we are seeing a little bit of a pullback, so I would wait to enter this, or just develop a trading plan before you do look to enter this. You don't want to get stuck FOMOing into this and wreck your account or something. So basically, Siacoin is a good one. We had the initial rally up followed by the ABC retrace down. Now, the ABC retrace was finished after we broke out of this downtrending channel here. And now we claimed it as support, and now we're moving back on the upside. So now's a good time to be taking positions. Keep in mind, it might retrace a little bit further, so have a plan in place if you are looking to trade this. But this is a coin that often leads the pack as far as altcoins and alt season goes. And so I do expect this to see some good upside if this is in fact the bottom, or if a lot of these alts do start pumping. We did see XRP make a nice little rally a couple days ago in my last video, so I do expect some of these other alts to kind of follow behind that. Siacoin being one of them. So this is the first coin on the list. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Stellar Lumens. Now, Stellar Lumens is actually a very excellent chart as far as alt season goes, because it's often one of the biggest leaders, and it's one that holds support and value fairly well. As you can see, throughout the length of this bear market, Stellar Lumens has held trending support and value against Bitcoin exceptionally well. A lot of these altcoins fully retraced. Take a look at Siacoin, for example. That one's basically a trending support. Now, we have managed to break out of this consolidation pattern, which was the symmetrical triangle that we had been seeing throughout the length of this bear market inside of Stellar Lumens. And we did get a decisive breach on the outside, so that's very bullish overall. Now, if this is the bottom inside of Bitcoin, you're going to see a lot of these altcoins really start to take off soon, and that's really what we've been seeing. We saw XRP make a big move. Doge led the first of the moves, and it had a pump of about 130 to 170%. And now we're starting to see Stellar lag behind Ripple. These are two coins that always follow each other. Usually what happens is Ripple will pump and then Stellar will fall shortly behind, and that's exactly what we're seeing. We got a strong impulsive break on the upside of this symmetrical triangle pattern. Now, a symmetrical triangle pattern is neither bullish or bearish. It's more or less just a universal consolidation pattern. Whichever way it breaks is the way it's going to go. In this case, we did get a bullish break on the upside. If you were looking to enter this market, I wouldn't do it right now. I would wait until we retrace a little bit. Right now, the risk to reward isn't very good. So this is Stellar Lumens. This is one that always leads the pack as far as altcoins goes, and when the bull market really starts to take off. So far, we've only made a 3-wave, and I'll draw the Elliott waves here. Wave 1, wave 3, and now we're getting ready for wave 5 in this next cycle. Now, what happens with Bitcoin charts is oftentimes, well, as far as Elliott wave theory goes, the 3-wave is often the biggest and most impulsive. However, what I've noticed with Bitcoin charts specifically is the 5-wave is usually way more extended than the 3 is, meaning that this 5-wave will probably go pretty high in the next move. So we are getting ready for this 5-wave. I do expect us to kind of retrace back down and claim support of this descending resistance that we used to have, and then we'll get a strong impulsive move back on the upside, and then that's where we could easily start to see all-time highs being met inside of this market. So stay tuned for that. This is a very good coin to hold. It's one that I personally hold in my portfolio, and it's one that I do expect us to see strong impulsive moves and a break on the upside, and one that will probably lead a lot of the altcoins in the next rally up. Next, we're going to be diving in and taking a look at MadeSafe. Now, this is a coin that I'm going to have to take a look at, coinsignals.trade. If you don't know coinsignals.trade, this is a very, very excellent charting platform, and it goes off of all of the data from CoinMarketCap. So if you ever need to look at a coin's full chart history, a lot of the exchanges don't provide that, and so coinsignals.trade is an excellent place to do that. Now, MadeSafe is a coin that paints beautiful fractals. It's actually one of my favorite coins just because of the fact that it does paint these really nice market cycle fractals. We have highs here. We have a list of 3 highs. We have the peak, then we have the first retrace, and then we have the final retrace before we go into the end of the ABC move. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that. This is an ABC retrace. ABC back down, and so we have a list of 3 different peaks before we come down to the base of the C. Now, as you can see, we've retraced all the way back down to trending support. We had huge impulsive buy volume come in here at capitulation at about 261,000 sats. So this is a very good indication that this market cycle is going to continue on the upside. What you want to see is when a coin retraces back to trending support, you want to have a brand new influx of buy volume, because that shows that the new money has came in and they have bought the dip. And this is what starts the hype cycle on the upside. Now, as you can see, after this big impulsive buy volume came in, we've had a nice steady supply of volume come in and sort of stay here. And it's been bigger and more averaged out than the whole previous moves in between. So that's a very, very bullish sign overall, and I do expect us to see higher highs on the upside. Now, from where we're currently sitting, we had a small ABC retrace right here. Oops, don't know what I'm clicking on. We had an ABC retrace here. It is possible that we see another lower low based off of Elliott waves. I think that we could be in the 3 wave, which would be indicated right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll see one last 5 that should take us not too much farther down. I don't see us bleeding much farther. I don't find it likely that we come and retest this lowest support down here at about 269,000 sats. It's more likely that we see a short little sell-off that would take us to about 310,000. So this is what I'm going to be watching out for with MadeSafe. Now, I bring this up. I say that this is a great market cycle graph because compare the two here. Let me remove these so it's a little bit more clean. Now, with this cycle, you have a peak, and then you have 2 smaller peaks, and then we have the retrace to trending support. Retrace to trending support. And as you can see, peak, peak, 2 highs, 2 lower highs, 2 lower highs, and then we go into the big rounded bottom retrace, and then that goes into accumulation. And we've seen this cycle once, twice, and now we're getting ready for the 3rd impulsive move on the upside, which will take us to beyond all-time highs, and it should see a very, very nice return as far as that goes. From where it's currently sitting, all-time highs are about almost 700%. I do expect us to break all-time highs and move on the upside, so I would not be surprised if we easily see a 10x in the next cycle. This is a coin that you can margin trade on Poloniex, so I do actually have some positions as far as that goes. Anytime you see these beautiful market cycles like this, it's always a great time to buy when it goes into accumulation. And oftentimes what you see with these Bitcoin charts is they do accumulate and make these big expansive market cycles, and that's what we've seen. We saw the first one here, the second one here, and now we're going to just paint that same fractal and move back on the upside. So this is what I'm watching. These are 3 different altcoins that I expect to perform exceptionally well. As you can see, we're in accumulation in all 3, and so this is a great time to be accumulating these or look to be taking a trade. Make sure you're planning it out so you're not getting stuck FOMOing in or just panic buying because of pure emotion. So just watch out for that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.